It's an absolutely picture-perfect spring day out here in Chicago. And while I'm primarily here to visit and spend time with my parents, today's a solo day. So I'm gonna spend it exploring one of my favorite neighborhoods in the city, Wicker Park. There's just simply so much I love about this neighborhood. The restaurants are incredible, the bars are awesome, there's so many amazing coffee shops, and the vibe here is just incredible. Plus it's so close to downtown. So today I want to see how the neighborhood has changed in the years that I've been away. I want to revisit some of my old favorites, and I want to check out some new spots. So first things first, I need coffee. Desperately, I'm getting douchier by the second. So I'm gonna go to a rather unique restaurant, one that is technically not in Wicker Park, but it's only like a minute or so walk from the neighborhood's border. It's called Kasama. It's a Filipino restaurant, and they even have a Michelin star. During the night for dinner service, they have an elaborate tasting menu, but during the day, it's a cafe/bakery, and it looks pretty good and pretty popular too. So I'm gonna head over there right now. When I arrived at Kasama at about 9:40, I was surprised to find a decent-sized line, but I have no problem waiting for good food. Kasama opened in 2020 from chefs Jeannie Kwan, who previously worked at the Michelin-starred restaurant Mako in Chicago's West Loop, and Timothy Flores, who worked at the iconic 3 Michelin-starred 11 Madison Park in New York City. It was in 2022 that Kasama earned its Michelin star, making it the first Michelin-starred Filipino restaurant in the world. For breakfast, the establishment serves classic Filipino offerings along with a beautiful selection of pastries. I got a seat at the bar here. I didn't expect to order this much, but when I saw that line, I thought it's only right that I get enough food. I mean, I only come to Chicago every few months, so whatever. Plus those pastries look so good, I was like, well, how could I not get one? To drink, I of course got a much needed coffee. My God, it feels so good to be drinking coffee again, and my brain was literally deteriorating. To eat, I went with the Filipino breakfast, which contained a fried egg, garlic rice, and both longanisa sausage and tocino. The rice and egg were nice, but this dish was all about the meat. The longanisa had a great flavor and pleasant snap with the sausage, but the tocino was hands down my favorite. Tocino is a sweet cured pork dish, and Kasama's example was nice, juicy, and very tasty. To conclude my breakfast, I enjoyed one of the restaurant's beautiful pastries. I ate the citrus poppy seed pound cake with a berry compote and whipped creme fraiche. It was fresh and delicious with a wonderful creaminess and acidity. Plus, it's a beautiful dish, but the fact was, all of Kasama's pastries looked amazing, which made it very difficult to choose among so many delectable options. But all in all, I was very happy with my choice and my breakfast in general. Oh, that was such a good breakfast. That was so satisfying. My plate of food was excellent. The 2 meats on the plate were done to perfection, but those pastries, wow, those were so interesting and some of the most beautiful that I've seen anywhere. I really want to go back there someday, not just for their pastries, but I also really want to try their tasty menu at dinner time. That is such a great restaurant. It's so nice to see a place like that in Chicago. But now that I've finally had my coffee and I'm caffeinated, it is time to do a little exploring of Wicker Park. And right now, I am in Wicker Park of Wicker Park. It's a park within the neighborhood of Wicker Park. It's a bit confusing, but it's a pleasant park. So I'm gonna walk through here a bit, see the sights, and then I'm gonna head up to Damon and Milwaukee Avenue, two of the main streets in the neighborhood, and see what I find. Behind me is literally one of my favorite bars in all of Chicago, and for the longest time I didn't even realize it was a bar. It's kind of a speakeasy. It was a speakeasy before they were cool. It's called the Violet Hour. It's pretty unassuming, right? You walk past, you just think it's an advertisement or a mural. There's a lot of this type of stuff in the neighborhood. You don't even realize that it's a bar. And it's a very special bar. It helped pave the way for a lot of the other serious mixology and cocktail lounges in the city. I've definitely had some good times here, certainly some good drinks here, but unfortunately it isn't open till the evening, so onwards with my exploring of Wicker Park. I have made it to the 606, an elevated trail built on old and unused railroad tracks. It's very similar to the High Line in New York City, except the 606 has more of an athletic focus. You can go for a run, you can ride a bike, while the High Line is more so for leisurely strolls. If you live in Wicker Park, this is such an awesome thing to have in your backyard. And it's a pretty lengthy trail too. It's almost 3 miles long. You can get a decent run going there and back on it. So now, I'm gonna walk a portion of it myself, and then after that, I think it's time to start heading to lunch. So that was a nice leisurely walk. I really enjoyed that, although I wish I could have gone much further. I do have a schedule to keep, and it is lunchtime. I'm going to a restaurant that I've gone to once before. It's a pizza restaurant, but it's not deep dish. In fact, it's New Haven style pizza. Yeah, when it comes to pizza in Chicago, believe me, this city is a hell of a lot more than just deep dish. I'm going to Piece Pizza, and it's not just a pizza restaurant. They also brew their own beer. I know, that's awesome, right? You got 2 of the staple food groups all under one roof. Now, the first time I went to Piece Pizza, I've never actually had New Haven style pizza, but now actually having been to New Haven and eaten at legendary establishments like Frank Pepe's and Sally's of Beats, I'm interested to see how Piece Pizza will compare. Plus, the sun is hitting me pretty hard right now, and yeah, a beer really sounds nice. One has to stay hydrated, it's important. So, let's head to Piece Pizza. I've heard of Piece Pizzeria described as the ideal place for an adult pizza party, and I couldn't agree more with that statement. It's a sizable restaurant with a number of TVs, and it lends a fun atmosphere. The establishment brews a good variety of beer, from pale ale to barley wine. I got a cold. Normally I like darker beers, but because of the weather, the heat, I just wanted something light and refreshing. I think that would be a good choice. Oh yeah, that was a good choice. This beer hits the spot. In terms of their pizza, Piece offers traditional New Haven examples like tomato pies, but also a couple of specialty offerings. I wanted to keep things simple, so I got a pepperoni pizza in the smallest size. So I got the personal pizza. Now, normally this size would be too small for me, but since I did have that big breakfast, this looks like will be perfect. This is definitely solid pizza, nice and thin, a little floppy towards the center, but nice and crispy at the crust. I'm really enjoying it. In a certain sense, I was reminded of New Haven style pizza. However, it did lack the blistering char, which is characteristic of coal oven pies from the famed New Haven institutions of Frank Pepe's and Sally's of Beats. But still, Piece makes good pizza. It is a little greasy, but come on, pizza isn't health food. While there was a bit of grease, mainly from the pepperoni, it was still, of course, a great topping. The pepperoni is solid, the cheese is solid, good flavor, I'm enjoying my beer, great atmosphere. Yeah, great lunch. So that was a good lunch. I really enjoyed it. While the pizza isn't on the same level as, say, Frank Pepe's or Sally's of Beats, it's still really good and really satisfying pizza. And I really like my beer too. I think the main appeal of this restaurant is that it's simply such a cool place to hang out in. I mean, you can get a pizza, drink beers, chat with your friends while watching a game. It's just such a great vibe in there. I really enjoyed it. Now, I think I'm gonna do a little shopping, and that means I'm gonna go to one of my favorite kind of stores, a bookstore. I went to one of my favorite bookstores in all of Chicago, Myopic Books. This store is a neighborhood institution with 3 floors crammed with thousands upon thousands of books. It primarily sells used volumes, and you never know what you'll find. I just had, I would say, a very pleasant and successful shopping experience. I did get a book. I got Benvenuto Cellini's autobiography. I've always heard that it's one of the best artist biographies that has ever been written, and it was only $3.50, so we'll give it a go. Anyways, it's such an awesome store. I could literally spend hours in there. It's so unique looking too, and a little sketchy. I always feel like certain sections are just gonna collapse, but yeah, great store. Definitely come to Myopic Books. Anyways, it's that time of the day again. It is coffee time, and I'm very excited because I'm going to literally one of my favorite coffee shops in the entire world. I'm talking about the Wormhole. The Wormhole is an 80s themed coffee shop that's decorated with the most fantastic memorabilia, which includes a DeLorean time machine and a playable original Nintendo. Their coffee is also incredible. I went with one of their specialty drinks called the Ghostly Trio, which was a latte with white miso caramel and black sesame. All the components of the beverage went together beautifully. So I got one of their specialty lattes, the Ghost Trio, and it is so freaking good. I mean, just wow. I also managed to do a bit of reading during my stay. My current book was The House of Silk by Anthony Horowitz. It's a Sherlock Holmes novel published in 2011, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. Oh, I love that coffee shop. Felt so good to be back, and that latte was incredible. And it felt so good to be back here in Wicker Park, a place where I've made so many memories in the past, and I made a few new ones today. But that also means it's about time to head home. I had a great trip to Wicker Park today. This is truly one of the best neighborhoods in Chicago. There's so much more I'd want to do here, but once again, time just moves. Anyways, this trip to Chicago was great. I can't wait to return, but now it's time to head back to NYC.